TWMP Daily. I'm Scott Faughn, joined by Erin Schrimpf. Thank you so much for joining us. Back from Southeast Missouri, right?
Yep.
Man. And Jake Crozen, the writer of the tip sheet we're going to talk about. But before we get in the tip sheet, we've both taken trips to the great parts of the state.
Well, I would argue I've been to the finer part of the state, but you can start
County.
first.
You have been. You have been to the finer part of the state.
I just didn't know it. I didn't know it was there for so long.
Can you imagine? I mean, those people that have to live in Chester, Afghanistan, or Lee Summit. My God. I mean, your heart goes out to them. I talked to a person that lives in Wildwood. I know. He didn't grow up there. He moved there for love, and I'm like, I hope things turn around for you. Rod Jetton. So Rod, if you're watching, my heart goes out to you for having to live there. I truly hope things turn around for you and you're able to move somewhere nice. He rents his house from the county. It is the saddest thing in the world. The property taxes there they don't end. It is, to me, I did a year in Baldwin myself. I'd have done 2 in San Quentin happily over that year in Baldwin. But I got out. I mean, I feel like one of those Cubans that paddled their raft to Key West. When I finally got out, I just kissed the ground. It was so wonderful. You feel so sorry for those people having to live like that. And here's the thing: you want to hear. This is what really grinds my gears. These people choose to live in this socialist place, right? With all these other socialists. Then they come to Jeff City and say, "Okay, I can't convince my friends and neighbors not to be socialist. You make them not socialist." And the people from the Boot Heel get elected. We elect normal people, right? Normal capitalists. And then the people from St. Louis County come and say, oh, fix our county for us. Like, why don't you try this? Why don't you fix your county? Just give it a whirl. See what happens, right? Sorry, Jackson County the same way, but not as bad.
Independence is the real great
St. Louis
part.
people are just like a very, very arrogant version of Lee Summit people. Independence people are good.
Yes, they are. And
then you got your elitist people from the plaza, not really my taste.
Lee Summit wants to be a part of the nicer part of Kansas, basically. Think of like Overland Park or Leawood. That's what Lee Summit wants to be.
I am so excited.
That's the only civilized part of Kansas.
Speaking of Overland Park, our governor, Missouri's governor, Mike Kehoe, is almost got the Royals kicked into Kansas. What an amazing thing to him. To Mike Kehoe, what a great job getting rid of the Royals. Just when you think Mike Kehoe couldn't win anymore, he just wins even more. Isn't it amazing?
Are the Cardinals aren't they still in 4th place? I don't.
Oh, it's terrible.
I don't know.
It's terrible. There's if you ever stayed up late enough to watch some Sally Struthers things with those little Ethiopians with their bowl of porridge, that's what the Cardinals are.
Was it the Diamondbacks they just lost? No.
3 in a row.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, I almost think it's good. I know what you're thinking. It's like a cancer patient and chemotherapy. I mean, chemotherapy is a very toxic drug that saves your life. I really think the Diamondback series was chemotherapy for the Cardinals.
All right.
If you lose enough, I know Ollie Marmol does return the text to everyone in the media, and I know the media is fully behind him, almost as much as they were behind Kamala Harris. But, I mean, all these sports writers are the biggest pushovers. Honestly, it is like me interviewing Eric Schmidt when they interview Ollie Marmol. It's ridiculous. But I really think there's been enough trauma after half a decade of losing and losing and losing and losing and losing.
Yeah,
just half a decade?
Yeah, half a decade. We had Schilt before then, good German manager.
Oh, okay.
Das Manager.
Only the St. Louis Cardinals fan base could believe that, losing is winning.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think the fan base does. I think the media does, and I think Mozeliak does.
Someone is delusional.
And I feel bad for Ollie Marmol. I mean, look, if you two are running a relay race and you need a third person, and you guys got drunk or something and asked me to be your third person, I would try, but you two would lose the relay race. You'd probably be winning when Jake ran. You'd hand the baton to Erin. You'd probably doing very well. Then you hand the baton to me. And as I watch the people run past me, I would feel like I've let you down.
I think we just unlocked a new fundraiser idea.
Hopefully it's a short run.
Drunken relay.
If it's downhill, I might be able to roll. But my point is, I would feel terrible for letting you down. But really, let's be honest, it would almost be your fault for asking me to be in your relay team.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, at least they did have one winning team at Busch Stadium this weekend because the Savannah Bananas brought their circus to town.
I'm with Scott on that. That's just so stupid.
I have to say, at least Cardinals fans got a little bit of joy out of that.
I guess. I mean, I'm not a. I mean, look.
While they were losing to the
If you like that kind of
Diamondbacks.
stuff, that's great. But who? So it's like the Globetrotters, right?
Yeah, but
So who do they
except for-
play? They play the Washington Generals. Who does the Savannah
I
Bananas
don't
play?
think it
I
matters.
think they've got like other teams
Yeah.
that they've now
I don't think it matters.
dragged into this idea. But I mean, with the Globetrotters, they don't dance on the court. Like they'll do trick shots and stuff, which is cool. But the Savannah Banana, I don't really want to watch a grown man dance.
I'm
on
not
a
gonna.
baseball
This is not
field.
because I'm old,
These
although
are
I am.
grown
but
men. These are like the minor league hottie dropouts that they put all on a team together. And
That's not really my cup of tea.
You describing the Royals right now, or what are you?
if they were as good looking as the Savannah Bananas, I'm sure that they would have.
Well, let me just say
Yeah.
this:
The
you
viewership
can't
and
blame
the
this on me
ticket
being
prices.
old.
Yeah.
You can talk to my grandparents that raised me.
Yeah.
I believe in no DH. I believe in no interleague play. The
You
umpires
would
should be
love
separated by
the
leagues.
Savannah Bananas in.
I believe you shouldn't be horse around on the field.
Oh well.
I believe you should.
Yeah.
If you're a National League team, you should do National League stuff. The Savannah Bananas for an American League stadium, I'm sure is fine.
Yeah.
For whatever, but for National League teams, there should be a high standard. I hate all the change. I do like the pitch clock a little bit.
I don't like it as much.
I'm kind of on the
like
pitch
the
clock.
longer baseball games.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the pitch. There's 15 seconds in there. It helps the stolen bases. I like the pitch. I actually think, seriously, I don't think it'll be revealed for another year or two. I think Rob Manfred is the Antichrist. I think he's the literal son of Satan. He's the commissioner of baseball that has ruined the sport. And they have this dream that's always been so terrible. They dream these little pot-smoking skateboarders are going to like baseball. And by God, listen, all you pot-smoking skateboarders out there, I don't want you to like baseball.
So many of
I
you
want you
that
to like the
listen.
NBA or smoking pot
Half
or
our
skateboarding
viewership is right
or
there.
whatever hippie jerks do. You don't like baseball. Don't come. We don't need Jerry Garcia night. We don't need hippie night. We don't need gay night. We don't need Christian night. We just need Cardinals night 81 times a year.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing else. Mm-hmm. If the Cardinals aren't enough for you, go smoke. Get on your skateboard and go smoke your pot somewhere else. Who needs you?
Taylor Swift would probably help.
No.
It's helped the Chiefs.
No, she
actually.
should not be there.
I think
I get tired of seeing her
the
at Chiefs
girl
games.
the
I
girl
don't want to
dads
see her at a
would
Royals game.
the girl dads would disagree.
I don't think you should. I think you should have non-Cardinal related events only after the season. I don't think you should have any non-baseball related events on the field.
I agree.
Now, at Kaufman, I guess you could have. I mean, there was 4,000 to 5,000 seats there.
Yeah, something like that.
Jacqueline Clark, I love you so much, and I know you like the Royals. But honestly, you're better than that.
She's a true
Jacqueline.
patriot
You're
in
better
the
than that.
state.
Yeah, okay. I mean, there's that 8 of y'all then. All right, so you went to Southeast Missouri.
I did. I have to say, I feel like I've been lied to my whole life.
How's that?
I feel like I was told that Southeast Missouri was just not a place that we went to. There wasn't anything to see down there.
I've always been told
Totally
It
it was
was
like inbred
basically
people
how you
and-
get to Memphis or Tennessee or Arkansas.
Are you talking about North City or are you talking about Southeast Missouri?
I'm telling you that I feel like somebody has taken the blind off and I have seen the light. And I'm telling you
Isn't
what.
it wonderful? Tell me where all you went.
Awesome. Well, I spent some time in Bollinger County. Finally
Well, it's
figured
Bollinger,
out
but yeah.
Bollinger. I feel like I finally said
Did
it
you
right.
go to the old mill?
I didn't go to the old mill.
When they had the
I went
commemorative
to,
stamp of every state, right?
hold
Do you know
on.
what was on Missouri's?
Oh my God.
It was the old Bollinger Mill. George Bollinger was a state senator from down there, one of the first presidents of the Senate.
What
I
year?
will.
I believe, unless I'm wrong, it was in the 1820s.
I went to Susie's Country Cafe.
What town?
What town is it in?
What brought you to Bollinger County? Did you go to Marble Hill or Glen
What
Allen?
brought you to see
No,
that
it's
in the
not
first
in
place?
Marble Hills. It's close to Marble Hills. But
Well, just one
yeah, I
hill.
went to Susie's Country Cafe.
So
I
that's
didn't
in
have the
Glen
daily
Allen?
special.
Or Lutesville?
No, neither one. Where is it? Hold on.
Pattonville?
Hold on. Yep, Patton. It's
So
in
you were
Patton.
in North Bollinger County. Do you know who
in
was the
Patton.
Northern District Commissioner for Bollinger County at one time?
Who?
Rod Jetton. He
Was he really?
He was the Northern District, which
How
would be
does Rod
Pattonville.
Jetton? I just wonder how Rod Jetton always gets mentioned on this show.
He's
and
an
it's
accomplished man.
just-
Well, We had his thing up there, and I've been meaning to fix it for 2 weeks. It fell down. I don't know, the humidity or what.
I went to Susie's Country Cafe. Didn't have the special that day, but I did have a steak.
Pattonville's good folks. Who'd you see in Pattonville?
Good steak. I went. Well, there's a cattle corral attached to Susie's.
Yeah.
Which was great. Tried to buy a cow. Blake told me no. So I had to get out of there.
A bit of a ways to transport said cow.
There was a lot of trailers there. I think I could have found some help.
Borrowed a trailer.
I could have borrowed, yeah. Anyway, so I learned they have a cattle sale every Monday, sale barn every Monday.
What do you want to do with a cow?
I mean, graze. He just had to get on the tractor and like cut the. I don't know what he did. You'd have to ask him. Cut hay, something. Don't the cows eat the hay or something? Use a few cows.
It's kind of just like grass until you cut it, then it's hay.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cows eat that.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of cut that and you save for the wintertime because not a lot of grass. Are you sure you're... I know that you have feigning
Don't ask Casey and I about these things. Like, I heard sale barn.
So you wanted Blake to get a cow.
It's not the kind of sale barn that I'm used to, where it's a sale, but like, I went in because I...
So you were going to get Blake a cow to take care of.
I'm just attracted to buy things. When you say something's on sale, I got to go.
Well, you and my mother both.
Wow, let's see how you and Casey are friends. Yeah. But you were going to get a cow for Blake to raise.
Sure, any animal. Yeah. I am in the business of finding animals my husband doesn't want on our farm. That is what I do. That's
amazing because it's amazing we're friends because there's really no animals I want anything to do with.
Exactly.
I don't have an antipathy to animals. I just don't want them around.
I swear
unless they're on a plate.
On 50 going towards Jackson, there's a guy that either has alpacas or llamas. So you can buy one of those.
Usually that is a front-running thing.
I think that we have found an animal I don't want. Definitely the alpacas or the llamas. Nope.
I was worried you were going to say one of the kids. So you went to Pattonville. Good folks in Pattonville.
Went to Patton. I went to Cape. Stayed in downtown Cape.
Cape sucks.
I actually felt like I was in a Southern Gothic novel. Honestly, I felt
like
I was.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah.
What does that mean? What the hell does that mean?
Flannery O'Connor.
What's a Southern Gothic novel?
Well, I'm pretty sure.
Kelton's smart ass.
Everybody.
He's about to give
us
a book recommendation or something.
On the show, but Kelton laughed. So that was
Kelton,
what happened.
Is the Kelton cam working?
I can turn it on if you want.
Turn it on.
It's probably turned towards that stupid scanner.
We need a thing for a nerd alert on here.
But,
Kelton, is the camera on? What did your father ground you from as a kid?
He did ground me from reading one time.
From reading.
Reading Gothic Southern novels.
What a dork. What a nerd.
Nope, I had never been to Cape.
So is it bad to be in a Southern Gothic novel?
Well, a lot of the characters die or are dead.
All the rest of the people in Southeast Asia hate Cape.
Yeah. Well,
I
did like Cape.
We like Jackson. We like Scott City.
I liked Cape. I liked downtown Cape.
You liked Cape?
Yeah.
Oh, God, Mark Walker's going to, Jesus.
I've never been to SEMA, so I don't understand why they hate Cape.
Wow. We have a new show.
You want to go to rodeo with us?
We actually am going to SEMO days. I'm thinking about bringing all the kids now.
We auctioned off.
I'm going back.
We got to get on this. So I swear to God, me and Judge Dolan and Berger were like, okay, let's not get this thing to July. And we remember we planned this thing back in February. And of course, it's now July. So August the 8th? August the 8th. So Dane Deal, Curtis Gregory, Doug Beck all bought a trip to the Boot Heel. For the Women's Scholarship Fund back in February. And so we're taking them down. I think Maggie's coming too. This is why it's not. Senator Berger, if you're listening, when we do this next year, we got to put Maggie in charge of organizing it. Yeah. I've never met a person that can organize stuff like Maggie.
Well, yeah.
It's incredible. Like it was.
She was the one where she was like a big player in the women's.
She was I don't know what the chair, the head of it. Anything you do with Maggie is going to be so well organized.
Yep.
Like it is and you know, she kind of doesn't make me, because I'm not that organized. She does it where it's almost like, oh, poor you, I'll take care of it. But it's nice. It's not that condescending. Jamie, next year we got to let Maggie be in charge of this because it'll be much better organized.
She should come in and do our planning for the shows every once in a while.
She should be a consultant. I just had a
Well,
list.
I'll tell you, Ryan Gill was my SEMO tour guide.
You had a good one.
And I had a good one. Yeah, so I would highly
So you
recommend
had to go to Cape.
you
That
contract
sucks.
out to.
But Welker, you don't even know. I'm going to get texts from Welker. Now, he's the prosecutor down there. And we always make fun of Cape because everyone hates Cape.
I like a small
Again,
town
why-
I can
why
walk
do they
in.
hate
Did you know Cape hasn't had a senator from Cape in like 2 elections now?
Where's Jamie from?
No.
He's from Scott. He's from
Yeah.
Scott County.
That's right.
Scott
That's
He's in
right.
like Benton area, where good people are.
Yeah.
Down the hill.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
not the Benton County treasurer.
I did not get to see.
Benton County is a little different.
Yeah.
We're talking about the town of Benton.
I didn't get
I guess
to
he's from
see
the Scott City area, really.
Scott City.
Okay.
Because I think somebody told me he's not from Scott. The
Well,
Scott
he's the
County
senator
people
from
don't always.
Scott.
Yeah, he's from Scott. But he lives kind of up on the hill. There's a big hill. It's the last hill till the Gulf of
There's
Mexico.
I didn't see any hills in SEMO. So
In Cape, there's hills.
there's a hill in Cape.
Did you take
I did
55
walk.
down?
I did walk down.
Pattonville's
the hill.
got a bunch of hills.
I did there in the downtown. I did walk to dinner, so there was a hill.
There's
Walked
one
down to the
last
train-
hill
the train
when you
tracks.
get south, south of Scott City. It's this huge sloping hill, and it slopes all the way to the Gulf of Mexico.
Does it really?
Oh yeah, when you go down the hill, the
Does
next
it follow
exit's
the
bit
river
next to
down?
where the fireworks on the right. You go down this big slope, and it slopes all the way down. And there's not another damn hill besides Crowley's Ridge till you get to the Gulf of Mexico.
Does it follow the river down?
Yeah.
Huh.
55 crosses at Memphis. It kind of cuts over
Yeah.
towards Jackson
Oh, okay.
and New Orleans, but it follows it down to Memphis, pretty close.
Then I saw a representative, but Judge Dolan at MK
Yep.
Supply.
Ain't he a good dude?
The best.
So this is the thing about judges. This is my own working theory. Judges are either the best or the worst. Judges are never like okay legislators.
Yep.
They're either just annoying and everyone hates them and they suck, or they're 10 on 10. And I am,
generally
as a
agree with
SEMO person, I'm very glad. I knew who he was. I'd met him, but I didn't know him until he got up here. And you never know with the judge. It's either going to be real good or real bad. One of the two. It's going to be floor or ceiling. And he's just great.
Yep.
I love that guy.
The whole SEMO delegation got to talk to Cameron Parker. Went over to Dexter Barbecue.
Isn't she great?
I
Did you get the
didn't-
vinegar sauce?
I did. I didn't actually get down to. So I
You
have
didn't
to
go
go
to
back
Hickory
to. No, I have to go to I have to go back to SEMO.
Yeah, you
'cause-
do.
Part 2.
Well, I have to go back. Well, I have to go back for SEMO days. So
When is that?
I think in September.
She's
I
gotta
think
get
we're
that
gonna
cow,
take the
too.
kid. Yeah,
SEMO
gotta get a cow.
days?
Yes, I have to find more.
Is this some kind of Cape Girardeau thing? 'Cause
So-
I'm not aware of it.
I
I
have
think
to
it's a
find-
front that Jason Bean has set up.
Yeah, I think that's
You should
it.
go down for Delta Days.
There's so I actually didn't get to the boot hill, so I didn't go far enough to get the actual boot hill.
Well, if you went down the hill, the boot hill starts at that big hill. So if you went, the Dexter's in the boot hill.
Does that count? Okay.
Yeah, but
I need
really,
a geographic.
I like Dexter Barbecue, but Hickory Log. When you go down there next time, Dexter Barbecue has an imitation sauce. There are people that make the argument the ribs at Dexter Barbecue are better ribs, but if you go to Hickory Log, they have this vinegar sauce. It is outstanding. If you turn on the right, there's a hat rack John Ashcroft made for the owners of Hickory Log.
Huh.
To this day, when I go down, which I ain't been in a while, you're making me hungry. When I go down, I buy a couple bottles of that and I give one to Jay Ashcroft. He loves the sauce. It's a vinegar-based sauce, which sounds awful, but it is wonderful.
Huh.
Did you eat ribs at Dexter Barbecue?
I didn't. I think I had the pulled pork. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go back.
Rookie
You
mistake.
Rookie
eat the ribs. I mean,
mistake.
you might think you have barbecue sauce on the side of your mouth, you look like the Joker, but everyone does. So you just fit in. So where'd you go after Dexter?
I did actually head back after that. But that was
That's
my
Ryan
third
Gill's
trip.
like. Gill's
Yeah.
like he's the king of Dexter.
He's from further down into the boot hill in Porterville.
Yes, but I've been to Dexter with Ryan Gill,
Yeah, he
and
knows-
it is.
Yep.
You don't really get to eat lunch with him because
No,
you
you
got to say
talk
hi to
to
everybody. Yeah.
every.
Gill
I
knows
met,
everyone.
Tons of soybean farmers who told me what I was doing wrong with my garden. I got a PhD level sermon on soil quality, which I greatly appreciated.
Did you fall asleep during that lecture?
I did
The
not.
fainting goats will appreciate that.
I did not. Learned what a nematode was. Didn't know that was a thing.
That sounds fake.
Nope, not fake.
Did you learn what a snipe was? What's a nematode?
Something that I need Ryan here to be my resource, but I think it's something that is like a parasite on the crops down there. It's a real
Sounds
big
like something
problem.
a witch would turn somebody into.
So Coster was running
sound
against
like that.
Greitens, right? And he had this great line. He goes,
see if I
"We
got
need
that
somebody
right.
that knows the difference between a herbicide and a
Yeah.
pesticide." And so some reporter asked Greitens, and it took him like 3 minutes to explain, which is just, if it takes you that long to explain there's a herbicide and pesticide, you don't know.
Oh boy.
Well, it's tough being a cook in the Navy.
It is.
That was always my favorite Koster line, though. So you got to Pattonville?
Patton. I don't think, is Pattonville another place? I thought it was City of Patton. Maybe it's Pattonville.
Well, I don't know. It's in North Bollinger County, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Then you had to go to Cape, which that sucks. But then you got to go to Dexter, which is great.
Yep.
With a local celebrity, no less.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Well, I'll tell you
truly,
what.
it was hard to get out. It took us 3 hours between MK Supply and probably 4 hours.
Well,
MK Supply and
how long
and
did it take you to
Dexter
get
Barbecue.
Gil out of Dexter?
I didn't.
Yeah, because I mean, I love him and I'm glad he's so popular, but it is a pain in the ass down there because he has to talk to every single person, and I'm like, you don't actually know that person, but by God, I guess he does.
Yeah, they're so friendly.
So you almost got in the Otto Bean area.
Yep. Yeah.
Isn't Cameron the best?
Yes.
I mean, the
I'm telling
SEMO
you,
legislation
the
delegation
SEMO
is pretty
coalition,
good.
Yep.
They might win delegation. If I had to,
Sure.
if you made me
That should
choose,
be an award we
if
give
you
out.
made me choose today, I don't know how you don't give it to him.
Burger strong.
also-
You got
yeah.
Bean.
I also, I think.
Brown, that dips it down a little bit, but
Does he count? Is he too far up there?
Yeah, he counts.
Does he
Well,
count?
we kind of draw
Justin,
Rolla Farmington
Senator, we're asking.
and
do
then the
you
West
count?
Plains.
Okay.
We got 63, and then over on, really it's probably 8, but over cut across, we count St. Genevieve just because it's such a fun place. You ever been to St. Genevieve?
No, I actually.
Oh, the
I
Anvil
asked,
Bar is great. You
I
gotta go to
asked
St.
Casey
Genevieve.
if I should stop and get my nails done in St. Genevieve. She had a place.
Really? So let me ask you this: why do women do their fingernails? I've never understood this. That's like a Vietnamese curse for winning the war or something. What is it? What is a fingernail? I don't understand. Like, what is the
a
thought
fingernail?
process to get fingernails
I don't
painted
actually
and
have
shit?
a good one for this.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to ask Casey that one.
Yeah, I don't. In my entire life, I've never said, "Oh, look at that woman's fingernails." Ever. That's never happened to me ever.
It's never really the first thought that comes to my
It's always
mind.
shocking to me because I heard that it's expensive, and I'm like, "What?" I mean, honestly, Jake, your fingernails look as good as Casey's, as far as I know.
I appreciate that.
I've never in my life thought, "Oh, look at them fingers on her.
Viewers
That's amazing."
Can attest that is not true. So, because I'm sitting right next to him, but
I mean, his fingers look fine to me. I don't know.
You're criticizing my nails?
I'm
now?
not criticizing them. I'm saying they're not as good as Casey's.
Last time I wasn't on the
I
show.
think your nails are every bit as good as Casey's.
Last time I wasn't here.
It's a straight
she
tie.
and you were ganging up on me, saying it was I
So
was
he had to show
skipping work,
He
and
had
so
to show
I had
up
to show up
today.
afterwards to tell you off.
Oh, we
You
didn't
had
have
to
fun
show
with
up
that.
today.
Yeah, when Jake was
Yep.
lazy. So I went to Nevada.
Yeah, you spent time on the least side of the.
Well, I
the
heard you was going
west
to be
side
somewhere,
of
so I
the
figured
state.
I better get as far away as I could in Missouri.
Nevada was the furthest you could get.
That was where he's.
Well,
Well,
it's-
if he went further, he'd be in Jackson County, which we know he doesn't want to go.
No,
to.
nobody wants to do that.
They don't let him in. So.
Unless you go to Connie Sirapoy's house.
Eastern
then that's
Jack is
nice.
perfectly fine.
I like Independence.
I
I like Connie Sirapoy.
No, it's not Odessa. That's Lafayette. That's where I'm currently.
I like Lafayette County is great.
Lafayette's
They're
beautiful.
wonderful. Glenn Kolkmeyer. You find me a better person than Glenn Kolkmeyer, I want to meet that some bitch.
Fantastic senator in Curtis Gregory, and great
Yeah.
representative for Odessa, Terry Thompson.
Terry is just one of the, I'm trying to think. People, because he's so humble and nice. I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I know people that know him. One of the most successful people in the legislature.
Yep.
And you can see why. What an absolute prince of a guy.
Yep.
Just couldn't be a better dude. You think that Lebanon Chamber of Commerce should go up there to Lafayette County because they have night, so they've been doing something wrong, obviously, and learn how they got Terry so that when they replace night, they can upgrade. Well, they're going to
Do
upgrade
not
just by
come
chance.
after Jeff Knight. Come on now. All of my farm animals come from Laclede County.
Well, that's what Amy would tell you. So I was in Vernon County, and I went to a place called the White Grill.
They gave you a cup, clearly.
Well, I have somebody that's answered me, what's the deal with Vietnamese nail salons?
That sounds like a beginner,
We
like a Jerry's.
tried-
Like
You ever have this one
Jerry
friend that
Seinfeld
knows
joke.
everything? Like, I swear to God, if I was going to phone a friend,
Why do you have to come after? You guys just
come after what?
nails. The nail
I
It's an
don't
honest
understand.
question.
Like,
you're gonna give
your
lawmakers.
fingernails look very nice.
You're gonna give somebody too many ideas, and they're gonna think that we need to come for the nail salons. We don't.
Yeah, I do kind of think you do need to come.
Most of them are fronts. I feel like most are fronts.
Nope. Leave the nail salons. Let the women
I don't have a
some-
beef with the nail
Let
salons. It's
the
just
girls-
a curiosity to me.
Just let the girls have something.
I thought
Just
you
let us-
had like.
Don't ask
I'm
questions.
pretty
Barn
sure you got a
sales
lot. I
and
mean, I think
stuff.
Blake's raising a whole farm of animals.
Yeah.
From
I mean,
Laclede County.
I do think the girls have a few things, but I just don't understand the concept of why someone would go pay someone to change their fingernails a half an inch when who would even know, right?
We know.
Do you like other women notice that?
Of course.
You think so?
Yeah.
Huh?
For sure.
Usually, if
you
they
were
say
over
something,
you
it's
were
out
over
of, like,
Saturday.
spite or
What
envy.
color was Amanda's nails?
I actually don't know, but I know Casey's were
Bet you
red.
don't. Bet you don't.
Casey's were red.
Yeah, I bet you didn't. So I was in Nevada.
Maybe she had French tips.
I
She
went-
could have French tips.
What does that mean?
Now I'm gonna have to text her.
What?
We're not gonna get into that. Let's
what?
go back to Vernon County. We're going back to Vernon County.
Is that like a tickler or what do you?
We're going back
Maybe.
to. We're back to.
They don't have French ticklers in Vernon County.
We're going.
Vernon County with the white grill. Harry Truman said it was the best damn hamburger he ever had. We brought up an interesting point. So the federal government came and burned the whole town of Nevada, burned it to the ground. The federal government burned Iraq and sent them billions of your dollars, right? Do you know how much money the federal government sent Nevada for burning it down?
Probably zero.
Not a damn dime.
Man.
And you people think you should trust the government. You fools, you fools, you fools. Never, ever, ever. I mean, Missouri, let me just tell you, never trust the government. Ever. No matter what they say, it might be your best friend that's governor. Never trust the government. Never, never, never. Lots of great stuff happening in Nevada now, though. They got several companies growing. I'll tell you, it was a nice town we drove through. It was El Dorado Springs. What a nice place. It was very clean. I just had a very great impression of El Dorado Springs. Of course, the folks in Nevada, Miss Cindy Thompson and the folks at the historic courts. That is one of the most beautiful courthouses you'd ever find. The federal government burned down the previous one, by the way, but that's why you cannot trust them, some bitches. Never, ever.
I think there was a
avoid
reason the
courthouses.
federal government was in Missouri dealing with.
There's a
people.
reason they said they were in Iraq too.
You set him up for that.
Did they rebuild Iraq? Billions of your dollars. Billions. Gussie's grandchildren will be paying for some little Iraqi to have a new courthouse.
Gussie's great grandchildren.
Yeah. How much did they send to your fellow Missourians for burning their stuff down? Raping and pillaging, and you can't trust the government ever.
I think some of my fellow Missourians decided to leave the
Did
state.
he get a history lesson while he was in Nevada?
No,
We
he
do
just
the history of every county.
he always does
Yeah, we do.
history.
Okay.
All right.
He gave them a history lesson as well.
Well, you know, it
okay.
kind of goes both ways. You hear how folks. I love doing this. It's my favorite thing we do. I think we're going up to the great Northwest, right, Kelton, Davies, and Mercer counties, maybe.
We're working on it as we speak.
I have a baseball. I got to take to my buddy Jim Bagsley, which reminds me, when we go to the Great Northwest, you know what we will have? Outstanding internet because of the folks at United Fiber, the best rural broadband in the state of Missouri.
Yep.
And Aaron always asks, if you were going to bring someone in that delivered you, let's say they brought one of your cows up for Blake to raise from Patton,
Yeah.
and they brought them up. Where would you put them up for the night? I mean, that's a long drive, as you know, from Pattonville to here to deliver Blake his cow he's going to raise. Where would you put them up if you really appreciated them?
The Marriott.
Yeah, the Courtyard by Marriott. Listen, don't be cheap. I mean, if you can, there's two ways to go with this. If it's some gal that's coming to see you and you think there's a future and she's great, don't be cheap, Marriott. Now, if it's a gal you want to get rid of, capital pause. But seriously, if you want, do it right. Right now, you better book now because here's what's going to happen. I drink from my White Grill Hamburger Paradise, whatever Yeti of Knowledge. You're gonna wait about booking your room for the veto session or the state fair, and then you're gonna text me a week before, and I'm gonna text Randolph, and he's gonna be like, "Well, if you maybe a month ago." So right now, get on the internet, book your room, call down there, and tell him Scott Faughn knows Mark Randolph, and he said to call. But if you text me a week before veto session, I mean, you maybe pitch a tent out on the grass. That's about the best I'll be able to do for you. Call and book your rooms now. Yes, it will be expensive, and yes, it will be worth it. You don't want it up at the Capitol Plaza, then you're going to catch something. It's just going to be it's a whole bad situation. The air conditioner won't work. You want to go to the courtyard. Book your room now for State Fair. You're to come over and spend a night on your way to Sedalia. Book now. If you wait, you will not have a room. Trust me. I deal with this all the time. People think because I know Randolph and they're a sponsor, I can get you a room. Even if they say there's not one on like Speedy or something, they'll keep one or two right back. But I not on those dates. It just doesn't work that way. People at the inauguration, I had a couple people who are still pissed at me. I'm like, the inauguration date was set well in advance. Everybody else found it, and of course they booked their room in the courtyard because they're classy people.
Is there a courtyard in Sedalia? I feel like there is. I drive through it enough. I should know.
There's a Bothwell hotel, but they screwed me once. I'm serious. I used to book my room for the Bothwell after I go to the governor's ham breakfast. Before I left, I would book the room. When I was leaving, I would check out. I'd book my room for the next year. It's always the same day. Well, one year they had to bump me, and I'm like, what's this about? Bump me right out. Now, I'd like to say I'll boycott the Bothwell, but I probably won't because I really like the hotel. It's a great hotel. It's where Harry Truman was told by one of the Pendergast people he was going to be United States Senator.
Was it really?
Yep, with the Bothwell Hotel. He was down giving a speech in Warsaw, and he came up to meet Pendergast, whatever, and Pendergast said, "You're going to be United States Senator." Because I guess that's kind of how it worked back then. He just said, "You."
Yeah.
Speaking of senators, let's go through this tip sheet of who's going to be a state senator. Yes,
I don't know who about some of these races, but I will tell you, I'm going to make a prediction that I think our next, fan favorite statewide is going to be from Southeast Missouri, one of these days. I see it in the future. Crystal ball.
Jamie Berger for governor?
Does his daddy's name rhyme with Otto? So 17, he put Senator Fitzwater. I think
we're starting at the bottom.
Travis has a great district that helps him. I mean, look, this doesn't mean no one will file. It just means nobody is actually going to win. And yes, please, if you're a Republican running in the 14th or the 4th, or you're a Democrat running in, let's just say, the 26th, I know you're running, right? It's just you're not going to win, and I applaud people.
Be honest with yourself.
Well, here's the thing: I very much applaud people because I do think I watched this when Kander was involved with the party, him and Stephen Weber. They had a full slate of people file, and it did raise the numbers for overall Democrats a little bit throughout the state. My heart goes out to folks. I respect you, and if you'll reach out to me, 573-429-5770, we'll have you on the show. Nothing I would like better. I like Travis Fitzwater. I think he's got a big brain. I have no problem with him running a tough re-election against a Democrat or whatever. This is not Travis Fitzwater's seat, and if there's a Democrat running against him, I say that's great. I hope the Democrat runs hard and does well and gets their message out, and the folks decide whose vision they want best. I have no sympathy for people that whine about a tough re-election. However, Travis Fitzwater will not have a tough re-election. He has voted in a way that's protected him on his right flank. He's a productive dude. He will win. Plus, it's a big old district. I mean, that thing goes from the river. It goes from you could get in a boat here and put it over on the other side of the bridge. You know what I'm talking about? I forget what it's called. But you could put your boat in. You need a motor for the second leg of this. You could take it all the way to the Missouri, go all the way to the Mississippi, then to Louisiana, where Ellie Glenn's from, and you'd be right there, and you'd still be in his district. That's how, I think by nautical miles, you can probably hit it from different ways. It's a tough one. Ben Brown.
He might win for most miles tracked by Lewis and Clark.
He really might. That's a good point.
There you go.
I think he might. He has to have Winsville.
Fun
That
facts.
sucks. But,
Fun facts.
Ben Brown, the only reason Ben Brown wasn't 17, that Central Committee is a little easy to piss off. I mean, they get pissed off all the time. That's a Central Committee that wanted their own pro tem kicked out of office. I'm like, so that Central Committee is a little goofy. Tracy McCreary, is there a better senator than Tracy McCreary? No. Productive, intelligent. When she wades in on an issue, number one, it's not just some lobbyist favor. She's actually she believes this point. Number two, she actually moves the needle on stuff. No one's going to run against her. People are going to be bugging her about Congress. See, here's the thing. She'll raise money for this reelection, right? But you can't transfer it to the federal system. Like if I'm Ann Wagner, there's some person from Iowa Blevins or something, right strategies out of Iowa. Folks, I wouldn't use them in Missouri. I think you piss off Miss Ann, you've done something. They're recruiting some person that's going to get smoked. I don't know that Tracy can beat Ann. In fact, I think she can't. But I will say this. I do think that Tracy is the best candidate they could field against Ann.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would she want to do that, though? Like, Tracy's so logical and level-headed. Why would she want to go spend time in D.C.?
Yeah.
Yeah, why would you want to, like,
great
just
I can give
do
you
that
a
to
reason.
yourself?
So
I think she'd be great.
If she ran in the middle of her term, she could raise money because she'll still be a state senator for 2 years. I think there is a part of her that believes in the cause of the Democratic Party. And, I mean, she's only really would be foregoing, if she won a 2-year term in Congress, she'd be in the state Senate that term anyway. So I think coming to the end, and I think there's going to be a lot of folks that she respects pressure her to do this, not this year, but maybe next year. Plus, you know, we used to think that the Republicans used to always think that the mid-year was better for us because fewer people voted.
Yep.
Trump has changed all that.
Yeah, I was going to say, historically it was.
Trump has changed everything. And this will be the first time in how many years Trump wasn't on the ballot or the leader of the party. And in his last midterm, he'll be done. So with Trump not on the ballot, I mean, look, I know my folks. I know folks where you went. They spray painted old car hoods that vote Trump or die. I don't know if that meant you'd die or they'd shoot you if you didn't vote for Trump, but that was what it said.
I think a lot of people in Independence did the same thing.
I feel like J.D. Vance, I mean, the eyeliner thing is weird.
He can't run. So
like he can't physically run, or he can't run for office.
That's not a qualifier, given some of our own
Even
elected
with that
officials.
beard, he looks a little goofy.
I don't think Trump can run very fast either.
Oh no.
I mean,
maybe it's just I don't know if you're rubbing salt in my relay race analogy or not, but I just don't. I think in Missouri, J.D. Vance will not. J.D. Vance will get all the normal people to vote Republican. I don't think he's going to get a groundswell of folks that are like, hell yeah, I got to have this guy. It's also hard to be vice president. You're the number 2 guy standing there, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't normally equate to you winning.
It didn't work out well for the last one.
Now,
Al
what
Gore,
about
Al Gore
Ivanka
has
Trump?
some thoughts.
He's got those. Trump has a slew of kids, and like a lot of successful people, all but one suck. I mean, that Donald Trump Jr., good Lord, I would vote for the Democrat over him. What a weirdo. But now Ivanka Trump? Ooh, Erin? You might vote for Ivanka Trump.
I don't.
You might.
I mean,
his sons, I think you could level the kind of nepotism thing where they didn't really do much in their life to really get the success they have. But her,
she's hot. That also helps.
And she's a very smart and successful businesswoman.
The sons are just pathetic and
jokes.
Sad.
They're jokes.
I mean, seriously, I cannot imagine voting for one of the sons. What if that governor of Kentucky runs as a Democrat? I don't think he can be beat.
I think
Newsom is so phony. I'm like, you're very phony.
I think that would be one of the ways Democrats could actually show they could get rural votes again, is if they had somebody like that. Will they pick him? Probably not, because they haven't been thinking things through.
Well, he doesn't have a purple stripe in his hair.
Yeah.
Rusty Black, if you were going to run against Rusty Black, the Northwest dudes take care of their business. How do you not like Rusty Black either? Nick Shore, here's an interesting one. He was a little further down than maybe we thought. But, Mike Carter. Mike is a buddy of mine. Great dude. Mike could just run for something for fun.
Yeah.
And Mike could fund it without missing the money. Mike is just this big personality. But he's had a TV show, so I noticed this. On his TV show, he had Nick on. Mm-hmm. He does a TV show in St. Louis around the state. And it's just his personality. It's a very big personality, really great guy. I don't think Mike's running, but if he did, I think he'd be the underdog if he ran. But he'd be a very serious contender. Nick would have to take that very seriously because Mike Carter, you want to talk about a guy that tap into the Trump stuff.
He's got an audience that he's built up over the years that I think he could tap into.
Well, when you meet him, he's just a very fun guy. You kind of, I want to have a beer with that dude.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of similar to like the Jill Carter, Ben Baker thing, but it'd be a serious primary. But I mean, I see Nick, and I would have seen Jill win that.
Well, I think Jill's going to have another primary. Ellen Nichols, the wife of former Senator Bill White, I think is going to run for that.
Wouldn't that be ironic?
It will be. Well, here's what I think is going to be tough. If you're Jill Carter, Jill is very, very likable. Mm-hmm. I mean, not liking Jill Carter is almost weird to me. Ellen will run, and it will look like she's just running to avenge her husband's loss.
Yeah.
Revenge campaigns aren't normally all that successful.
Except for the last presidential one.
I don't think you can compare anything to Trump, do you?
No.
I think in the history of politics, Trump's a one-off, which is why I like J.D. Vance.
I'm just saying.
Can you imagine a debate, a Republican? I actually watched a few of the debates.
I would actually wait, hold on, there's another one. W. Bush, I would argue, is a revenge campaign for his father. You're telling me George W. Bush, governor of Texas, dream job, was going to run for president?
I think he got into politics to run for president, yes, but
no.
I would say that's a good point.
Yeah.
He never came off like that.
Just
though.
saying.
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
I think that's going to be her. That's going to be her challenge. Is you can't compare people to Trump, which is why that J.D. Vance I think is screwed.
I just found you another example.
But I think she has to be more like George W. Bush.
There you go.
And that's a tricky thing, especially coming right on the heels of this. And you're running against the same person. He was running against a different person.
That is true. Sort of.
It's going to be tough for her. If she's going to have to. I think she'll have to come off like this isn't just revenge. I actually want to do this job. Mm-hmm. And if she does, then I think it'll be a barn burner. Jill Carter is just a very hard person to dislike. And like, if you're going to run a bunch of ads that Jill Carter's the devil, it's like, but is she?
She's really done this session. She did a fantastic job of really just,
Yeah.
Like
She
people
stood in the
previously
gap
may have been
between
upset that she primaried a sitting senator, but this session she came
I
in
don't
and
think
she's
anybody
been
should
well
be mad
liked.
about that. I think that senators shouldn't campaign against other senators, and some senators did campaign for her, and I thought that was a breach of decorum and a breach of tradition. But I think anybody should be able to run for this Senate.
No, yeah.
I don't think the seat was Bill White's seat. I also think it's hard to demonize a woman. I think the reason Trump never debated Harris a second time is he couldn't quite, you could just, Hillary Clinton's a one-off. I mean, nobody likes her. Picking on her is funny and everybody likes it's great because she's the most unlikable person.
Yes.
If it would have been Bill and Monica in that Coldplay video, everyone would feel bad for Bill because his wife was so god-awful terrible.
They're like, oh, look, Bill's in love with somebody.
Good for Bill. I'm glad he found someone that actually smiles. But Hillary Clinton, I think, is also a one-off. I can't imagine a more unlikable person in the history of America. Can you?
Wait, hold on.
Than Hillary
Clinton, not Jill Carter. Jill Carter is actually very
Jill Carter's very likable. Hillary Clinton, can you really think of anybody less likable than Hillary Clinton?
Probably not.
Me neither.
Among them. Yeah.
But Harris is not as unlikable as Hillary Clinton. And I think he just didn't know how to really do the things he did to other people on stage. He just didn't know. Because you could attack Hillary Clinton as hard as you want, and everybody's like, yeah, she probably did that. But Kamala Harris doesn't come off that way, right? So I think it was interesting. I think that's why he didn't
and
debate
she
her
was a
twice.
prosecutor. He gets a little scared around those prosecutors. He's had a few of them in his life.
I don't know. I think one got him reelected.
Do they still have their law license?
I think in Missouri, though, especially last cycle, it was very difficult for a male candidate to challenge a female candidate. And I wonder what it's like for a female candidate to challenge a female candidate, how that ends up breaking then.
Well, that might be interesting.
I
I just think Dr. Nichols, who's a very accomplished woman, could probably self-fund the race if she wanted to, but we'll be able to raise some money. I think the problem that's going to be, you got to prove that you want to be a state senator. You just don't want to beat the guy that beat your spouse.
Yeah, don't win and then not show up to your job pretty much.
Well, in order to win, I think you have to convince people you want to do it, because I do think people want someone. I don't think people are going to sign on for a revenge race. They want to see that you want to do the job, and she may very well be able to do that. The 30th, these are ranked in order of primaries.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Barclay sitting here, who's I would assume would be Gellner's consultant. I mean, if you're Betsy Fogel, you're like, yeah, run. That'd be great. Spend all your money. I'm going to bank all my money. Betsy Fogel's a terrific candidate. Won't have a primary to speak of. But I think, what did Barclay say? August, September?
Something like that, yeah.
So
I feel like you kind of have to. I mean, this would be a primary. You really got to start early to kind of dig yourself into
a lot of activists and people like to be involved in campaigns. Before regular people pay attention, they want to be involved. And I do think to me, Labor Day is like the day you got to be doing this or not.
Yeah.
Which is what's only 5 weeks away.
Yeah.
Curtis Trent's got a primary now in the 20th. Lori Rook. Hey, can't sleep on Lori Rook. I'm serious about that. Lori is legit. And I really think the trial attorneys are trying to put a scalp on Curtis Trent, who's probably the most pro-business, pro-tort reform person in the Senate. I think that
I think he was the only one to get tort reform stuff passed this year, too.
Yep.
Lori is a very pleasant person, very attractive person, running on the message of if you're in office, you've been screwing us. It's an easy message to run on. It's he's got a record he has to defend. She doesn't have a record. And I think the trial attorneys may put, and Lori can put some real money. She kind of put money in for treasurer.
It's like a test case for them, I think, because you go in thinking probably going to get killed, huge war chest, and you kind of hedge your bets a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's nothing to lose there.
Previously, I was of the mind that trial attorneys would probably put their money into other races that they think they could win, which we'll probably get to. But a lot of the candidates that you would think they would side with have really been able to pull their own money in, and they're willing to spend it.
Well, I think you look back, though, and see, I think the trial attorney is no different than any other interest group. I mean, I'm sure they're thrilled Lori Rook's running. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they'd be thrilled if Curtis Trent wasn't a senator, as any interest group would against a person that's been effective thwarting your interests.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to make her I think they'll pull the thing, like every interest group in May or June, and decide where they're going with their money.
Yeah.
I think Lori Rook could put her own money in and get herself competitive. I mean, I hate to see the Senate lose Curtis Trent. I think he's a real value to the chamber.
Yeah.
But I also...
The average IQ of the Senate will drop if Curtis Trent
Yes.
it.
Yeah. Imagine what happens to the average IQ when I'm having lunch with him and he goes to the bathroom at that table. I mean,
bottoms out.
Yeah.
Maybe on female nail stuff, like it drops, but I think on
I think Curtis is smart enough. He would agree with me. He would think Erin doesn't know what she's talking about on the nail salon thing.
I don't. I mean, Casey knows that I don't.
Senator Trent, if you're listening,
trying to defend the women.
Could you chime in on your opinion of these nail salons? It's just a racket, right?
Senator
He'd probably
Trent,
give the most witty but well-worded response to.
Stay out of this debate.
It'd be so
please.
good.
I'm just going to text him.
I'm trying to protect this. Just stay out of this.
You're trying to project what?
I said protect.
Your fingers look very nice.
No, they don't. They know I'm
Show the folks
least,
your fingers.
No.
I'll show them mine.
I'm waiting for Bruce DeGroat to send us a...
Look at Erin. She's using the paper to hide her fingernails now. Look what she's doing. She's using the paper to hide her fingernails.
I am. Yeah. I'm just trying to protect the girlies, and you all are coming for me. They look I garden, so I don't get to have fingernails. That's the difference.
Your fingernails don't have
What the hell would that possibly
Well, why would you spend a bunch of money on nails and then just go dig in dirt? That doesn't make any sense.
Why would you do that?
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I'm not the poster child for good nails.
Imagine if you have a booger or something and you got these big fingernails on. What do you do?
I only know one reason
you can
to have
feel
long
the
fingernails.
booger up in here.
Pick your nose?
But you come up with you cut half your nose off.
Use a tissue?
I only know.
What if you can't get it with a tissue? Don't give me that.
Again,
in everyone's life, they pick their nose. I don't care who you are. The Queen of England has picked her nose before. I guess she's dead now.
Absolutely, we're all. But that's not the point. Again, I don't need to have good nails. I'm just trying to protect the girlies.
What if you get something in your teeth and you got them? You can't.
Ooh, that's like a built-in toothpick, though.
That might be.
Well, you'd have to have it. You have to have experience. I bet you cut your mouth a little bit before you figure out how to get it done.
I hope the Nail Salon Association is calling me after this.
Is there such a thing?
There should be.
They should. Yeah.
There you go.
Probably pay in yen though. In the 8th and Least Summit, this race depends on one person. It's the Speaker of the House. I think Carrie Engel's a fantastic candidate. I think she'd be a fantastic senator. I think the 30th is a little more ripe for the Democrats than the 8th. You keep in mind it's not just Least Summit. You got a lot of territory. Lone Jack out in the eastern Jackson.
You think the 30th is more ripe for the?
I do.
Really?
I do.
I would figure the 8th was much more volatile because of the national climate. I mean, Lee's Summit has been trending blue for as long as I've been alive, pretty much.
I think there's I don't know how familiar with Springfield, but there's some North Springfield and some West Springfield that are frankly economically depressed areas in that city, and they are big Democrat precincts. When it was Charlie Norner, then Crystal Quaid, those districts were in one spot. Now, Stephanie Hine won a more eastern Springfield district. To me, that was a big sign that things were changing.
Yeah.
There's a big downtown area that does not have, that Lee's Summit have. So I guess while you're seeing the same types of voters switch, in Lee's Summit, there's really not a a group of poor people that traditionally vote Democrat.
Yeah.
Where the city of Springfield has a core Democratic base socioeconomically that Lee Summit doesn't have. Also in this district, it's just the city. Yeah. In the 8th, you have out north Buckner, south of there.
Rural voters.
But you get out,
Lone Jack.
yeah.
You have rural
a good chunk of Blue
voters.
Springs.
And that Lone Jack area is blown up, and I think so. It comes down to Patterson. Let's do a prediction. If Patterson runs, he's the favorite. It's going to be very hard for Kerry Engel to beat him. It's going to take Trump being very unpopular to beat John Patterson. Does he run, Jake?
I think it depends on a lot of factors, and I think right now John is waiting to see if those factors line up in the way that they need to.
We'll take a prediction though.
I'm going to say yes. I think the question is, does John Patterson make through a primary?
Oh, Dan Stacy. People that sleep on Dan
Stacy
Stacy is making a big mistake. Those houses are close together. You can do the door-to-door much easier than a lot of other districts in the state. John Patterson, Dan Stacy primary. John Patterson should win it, but he'll have to really campaign. It'll be real. Does he run?
I say no. I say John
I agree.
goes through another. We need to remember he's only had 1 year as Speaker of the House. I think after one more.
He's had the fun year.
Although
I'll say this, I watched Ron
And,
Richard, who ran for the Senate as Speaker. I think even if he's not going to run, I think it's a very wise decision to change your committee and put it out, give a bluff that you're going to run, because I think it helps you as Speaker. I mean, everybody that thought you were the greatest thing this year, that Alex Riley, all of a sudden his jokes are going to get a lot funnier. And as session wears on, Alex Riley is going to be more handsome and witty and smart. His legislation is going to be so much greater. It's what happened to John Patterson with Dean Blocker. You see it. But I think if you're running for Senate, or you're at least giving indications you might, your jokes stay a little funnier, and your legislation's a lot better ideas. And
No, it is hard for a Speaker of the House to make the jump to Senate. It's not a very common thing to see.
Because they're tired,
John's
they don't want to do it.
Also, John is a good fundraiser.
Has anybody lost that was Speaker that ran for the Senate? I can't think of one. Steve Gall lost a statewide election, so did Catherine Hanaway. Till he didn't run. Ron's the only one I could think of that Ron ran and he won. I don't even think anybody filed.
His was historic because he was Speaker and then President Pro Tem.
But I'm just saying, when he ran for the Senate, I don't think he even had an opponent. It was a little bit different era. Lemke changed some of it brought on more primaries, but I mean, obviously it's a huge advantage. You've got all these connections. You be Speaker. Patterson could fundraise. Could fundraise before he was in leadership.
Oh, I think he was I think he's the only person on the Senate tip sheet that has over $1 million in his.
And I also think if somehow that got taken, he could do it again.
Yeah.
Patterson is a tremendous candidate. If he were to run, he'd be the favorite in the general. It would take Trump being very toxic to pull him down. But the primary there, I mean, Nicola did very well against Mike Searpoint in the district. Then he went up and won another one. I think Joe Nicole's a talented guy that works hard, but it's still, I mean,
I think the districts are a bit different though, because I mean, Independence has been trending more to the right because of sort of the union.
We're talking about a primary though.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to a primary in the 8th, I think you could see a lot more suburban types that would vote Democrat in like SD 11, but could vote Republican. For somebody like Patterson.
I think you can see, folks, if there's a Frank White recall on the ballot in August.
He's a new hero. I just
Turnout
don't
is.
understand.
Frank White's a tremendous Missourian, avenging his mistake. I really respect that. I think you can see a lot of folks, your average person, start voting in the Democrat primary in Jackson County, which would be very detrimental to John Patterson. If you're just a successful businessman and Lee Summit picks up a Democrat ballot, he's probably voting for Patterson. I think that primary would be tough, but I don't think he runs either. I think he's smart, and he's decided, probably let this.
I would have to say how things are looking now. I think it's a yes, but I don't think it could not be a no.
Well, we're out of time, so we're going to pick up 1 through 8 next week.
1 through 8 next week.
Sweet.
Girlies, you're welcome. I defended the cause.
The cause of fake fingernails?
Yeah.
There's other fake causes. You could make a much more appealing case.
Oh yeah, you all
for
have
other fake parts than fingernails. You really have a bad hand dealt to you there.
I will take.
There are other fake things.
I will take all the fake things. Bring all of the fake things associations to me.
I'm with you on some of that, but
I'll take it.
like you could have made a much better case for other appendages that are fake
No.
than fingernails.
I just said, bring them all.
No, I'm with you
If
on
you
that.
want to
Here
get the
for
St.
it.
Charles women on
Yeah.
board, do the fake teeth association.
Yeah, caps are the St. Charles
wow.
woman's friend. Caps are the friend of the St. Charles woman. Uh-oh. Somebody, we just got a tip here. Breaking. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh,
Somebody's
interesting.
already filed, it looks like an ethics complaint against Lori Rook. Oh, they called her Lori Crook. That's going to be good.
That's Donald Trump right there.
Yes, that is. I like rhyming
Straight
things.
out of the playbook.
Rhyming things hit me. I like that. I like a thing that rhymes.
Is it because she has fake nails, maybe?
Does she?
How can we trust
I've
a
met
senator
Lori Rook
today who
5
has
times
fake
in my
nails?
life. I've never noticed her fingernails.
I don't know.
Don't start.
All right.
You can go campaign.
Thank
for
you so
her.
much, Jake Crozen. Love you. Have your hope good. The whole universe is Royals fans for the next 3 days.
Yeah.
Then you'll go back to having another 3,000 of them by Monday.
3,000 Royals fans? That's jumped from 4.
Yeah, that's a high. That's high.
We're gaining.
Aaron Schrimpf,
gonna get a
the
Savannah-
defender of chicks with long fake fingernails.
And the Savannah Bananas.
And
I'm
really
going to start
bad
wearing
baseball.
Oh, hippie-
Savannah
hippie
Bananas
baseball.
jersey, hippie baseball. It's not hippie
No,
baseball.
it is super hippie baseball. They probably have fake fingernails too. And I'm Scott Faughn. No show Sunday because we're lazy. It's the summertime. But we will be back a week from Sunday. We got to have a good show since we've been lazing around. We got to figure out, who can we get? It's good.
For the Daily Show or the?
Yeah, we should get the head of the Fake Fingernail Association.
Well, we have it right here.
Yeah,
No.
They're a spokesperson.
I'll call my
All right.
client. I'll see if they're available.
We might be back later this week if Jake wants to work very hard. If not, we'll be back here on TWMP Day the next week. And we'll see you not this Sunday, but next Sunday on This Week in Missouri Politics.